and for Barich against Michael Hamilton playing Eldrazi-tron. Aaron will begin things with the very powerful Glistener Elf. This is a dismember killing said Glistener Elf. I like Infect as a choice. I know you're always pretty fond of Infect. I know Gataxian Probe exiting the metagame made the deck a little bit worse.
I respect it as a choice. You win on turn 3.5. This Vengevine deck does not block all that well, so you're likely to, and it doesn't play much in the way of removal either. Whew.
Main deck who what now?
How many of those we got?
One, obviously.
Checking Barich's list here.
Yeah, she's in some trouble.
That is gonna do it.
All right, I like it. Let's Pendelhaven. Scale up. Let's take a look at scale up. I assume you can redirect this.
Yeah, maybe it's your creature only. I don't know.
Maybe not. I mean, this is a pretty big hit if you can't redirect it.
I mean, that's awesome for Barich. We got to get...
Until the turn.
You control! Oh!
Nice! That's 9 Infect? Was that 5?
Yeah, I mean, it's lethal.
Well, 6. Oh, my God. Wow.
That's
like it's nothing.
Yeah.
Like it's nothing. Tom Ross would be proud.
Awesome. These games have been so good.
Now, see, that's better. That's what I was expecting more of. Aaron Barich very quickly up a game over Michael Hamilton. Banned Infect. Taking care of Eldrazi-tron. If you were Michael Hamilton, you go, I've got this member in the Spellskite. We're probably done here. Well, somebody's done.
That was great. These games have been great.
Scale up only targeting your own creature. That's a little surprising. I mean, it makes sense.
No, it's overload. It has overload.
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
the template.
Sure.
It's either mine or yours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's get to the sideboards. That means we'll definitely have some time to jump over to some other matches in this round. 4 Leyline of the Voids because duh. And then a whole bunch of one-ofs because I imagine Michael Hamilton has Karn, the Great Creator, and he does have 4. So, Basilisk Collar, Tormod's Crypt, Relic of Progenitus and Snaring Bridge, Liquid Coating, another copy of Spellskite, a Walking Ballista, another Dismember, a Grafdigger's Cage, and of course the combo Mycosynth Lattice with a little Crucible Worlds to season a taste.
So, easy one to bring in is the one copy of Dismember. And then, once you get past that, Hamilton has a couple options. You can kind of leave the sideboard intact and just have the widest range of options available for Karn. The other thing that you can do is you can say, these are the handful of cards I expect to get with Karn, and there's a couple other cards on my sideboard that are just good to naturally draw, but are probably too slow to try sideboard with Karn. To that end, Spellskite, Walking Ballista, Basilisk Collar, all reasonable options if Hamilton thinks the odds that he goes and gets them with Karn is unlikely.
Other side of things here for Barich. 4 Geist of Saint Draft, 2 Ravenous Trap, 2 Grafdigger's Cage, 2 Ceremonious Rejection, 2 Path Exile, a Spell Pierce. What is that little bugger? Hold on.
That is a Force of Vigor.
The green one. Thank you. Force of Vigor, and then a Dissenter's Deliverance. What do we like here?
So the 2 copies of Path to Exile and the 2 Ceremonious Rejections seem pretty safe to bring in. I don't mind having a little bit of a hedge against something like Chalice the Void, which could easily be in Hamilton's deck based on his opening. To that end, Barich, I think, is likely to bring in the Dissenter's Deliverance, and she may want Force of Vigor as well, though I don't know exactly how well does Barich actually know what she's up against is part of the question here, too. You saw a Tron land and a Spellskite, probably Eldrazi-tron, but it could also be something more artifact-centric.
Yeah.
Maybe Force of Vigor is worth bringing in if you suspect those are the circumstances.
Well, those are the options there for both players. We will be underway here in game number 2 in just a moment. But as you may have seen on Twitter, Star City Games has some new personality tokens coming on out. You can get yours this July and August, July 1st, of course, being Monday. Set of 5 included with entry into any Star City Games Open or Classic and any StarCityGames.com order of $20 or more, or you can collect your set by participating in SCG IQs. Let's go over each one, shall we?
Let's do it.
Hello.
Looking great.
Look at that. The beard, the haircut. I'm blue, but I think that's right in line.
Yeah, just the giant lats, biceps.
That's right in line.
Yeah, right in line.
I'm pretty happy with everything that they've done there. I may have had some feedback during the process.
Yo,
no bigger.
I know I'm a zombie here, but can you just make my shoulders even broader?
Just a little bigger if you
Just
could.
a little bit bigger.
Okay.
We're trying to match real life, make them bigger. Please make them bigger.
Thank you. I'm glad somebody understands. Andrew Ellenbogen, he is a 1/1 vampire for a Pro Tour winning Legion's Landing. So if you need some vampire tokens, he can help you out with that. Let's go to our next one here. Ross Merriam, an elemental. He's been known to play a young pyromancer or two in his day. So that is Ross's new token. Sam Black is a clue token. Previously a zombie token, but Sam loves his value in brewing, so this makes some sense. And our last one, but certainly not least, is Dylan Hand, Voice of Resurgence Elemental token. Your favorite.
Never to enter the feature match area. I hope you and Dylan, I hope you enjoy those tokens in your pickup games at home. If you enjoy, maybe sometimes you like to crack a cold beer, need a coaster.
Oh, boy.
But we're not going to, I don't know how much of that we're going to be seeing on the SCG Tour.
How do you think Voice of Resurgence would line up this weekend?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, it's great. It's just,
Maybe not great.
Maybe not great.
Maybe not the best weekend for old Voice of Resurgence, the powerful elemental. It'll be back. It's time to shine as soon.
Yeah, I mean, you block. It's sort of like a bridge from below. Like you trade off and you have some leftovers.
It's a different kind of bridge from below. Looks like Aaron going to be taking a mulligan to 6. Again, a former Invitational champion. Infect was the modern deck of choice that she won with. And now we're going to take a long look at the hand.
Scale Up is dope. That was another one.
Scale Up is nice.
That was another one that I bought low on. I was, a couple copies maybe, but it's intense. Just killing trivially through Spellskite is awesome.
Yeah, I don't know if that was part of the plan when putting Scale Up in the deck, is that it's a way to circumvent Spellskite, but hey, it works.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, Spellskite used to be like the #1 banger against Infect. That was the card, right? And if these lists are going to 4 copies, then I don't know what is even the point.
Giver of Runes, another new card from Modern Horizons, is how we're going to start game number 2 for Barich. Michael Hamilton wants to take a look at the new Mother of Runes. For what it's worth, Michael Hamilton appears to be off to a pretty good start with an Urza's Tower and an Expedition map. Tron could be online as soon as turn 3, but that might be too slow.
Yeah, interesting selection here from Barich. A lot of Infect decks have begun splashing white for Teferi Time Raveler under the notion that if my opponent can interact at instant speed, then it's pretty easy for me to set up the combo kills. Giver Runes, much the same sort of thing. It makes it much harder to interact with blockers and removal spells, and it's 1 mana instead of 3.
Another copy of Giver of Runes is going to join the battlefield. We'll head back over to Hamilton, who had a turn 2 Matter Reshaper, another one of your favorite Magic cards of all time.
Yeah, it's like a Voice of Resurgence, except instead of an elemental, you get a random card off the top of your deck worth approximately 1 elemental.
In Urza's Mine, another Expedition map, and Hamilton, who is a 3-time Invitational Top 8 competitor, will pass the turn back over to Barich. Time to fire up Inkmoth Nexus. It looks like just a boring attack for 1, so perhaps Barich's draw isn't that great.
She is on a mulligan and has opened up with 2 copies of Giver of Runes, so hard to imagine how explosive it could be. We've seen lethal from fewer resources, but
We have.
not surprising that she did not have much to follow up with there.
Now, I am somewhat curious here of what this Expedition map is going to find. I suppose the first one could find the Urza's power plant that's missing, but I wouldn't be surprised if Ghost Quarter is in the equation here to take care of that Inkmoth Nexus potentially. Giver of Runes does read another target creature you control gains protection from colorless or from the color of your choice until end of turn. Does Ghost Quarter count as colorless?
I would imagine.
I think so, right?
What else would it be?
Yeah, I don't think it could be anything else. It's got to, does it have to have a color, the effect of being Ghost Quartered? I guess that would make it colorless.
I can't imagine an interpretation of the rule set that would have that not count as a colorless thing.
Okay, all right. Blast Zone is going to be the land that Michael Hamilton gets, and Blast Zone can do a nice job of taking care of Giver of Runes, plural.
That circumvents protection from color. As anyone who grew up with, Black Knight against Swords to Plowshares versus Wrath of God knows. That is how protection from color works.
That's correct. So we'll see how Hamilton wants to move forward on his 4th turn of the game.
Matter Shaper. I just don't know. I feel like I'm just playing a different game sometimes.
Sometimes. Blast Zone's going to take care of the Giver Runes. The Expedition map's got to go because Blast Zone took care of that, and now it's time to get busy.
Yes. The battlefield is clear. Time to tune up the band.
In for 3, Barich. Going to fall down to 14, maybe a little lower because of the fetch.
You know, if you were doing it off of eight Ancient Tombs like you used to, you know, back when Ivugan was legal, that's one thing. A lot of cards are really good when they cost 2 less. I would
say all of them are.
Matter Shaper may be one of them.
Yes.
Maybe. But just make my land drops and here it comes. I don't know. I guess I was just raised different.
I'm waiting for the day where you play an Eldrazi deck with Matter Shaper.
Absolutely. Absolutely will not. I will play with Onulet.
Another point of infect damage is going to come across, but this game is going to last a lot longer than the first one did, as Michael Hamilton only has 2 infect damage on him right now. Going to reshape a little more matter right now.
Dancing Scimitar, the 1/5.
That's no.
1/5 flyer for 4.
Stop.
Be good here. Better than Matter Shaper. It would be a lot better here than Matter Shaper.
It would be good. Here is Spellskite. Normally a very good card against infect. It wasn't previously because of scale up. We'll have to see how it goes this game. Barich is untapping very quickly. She's drawing. And it looks like more lands in hand. 4 is to deploy. There. Ooh, boy, look at it.
Yep.
Artifact Creature. I remember having these when I was growing up.
A certified banger.
Yeah. Well, there's your scale up. The fact that this just gets... Yeah, you can read it again.
Yeah, go ahead. Take a look.
Target creature you control becomes a green worm with base power and toughness 6/4. And it should still be flying, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a lot of infect damage. Up to 9, I believe, now? Or up to 8. 2 plus 6 is 8 still today, all day. That was a Mind Stone. We got to do better than Mind Stone, Michael. Might be time to cash in that Mind Stone.
Big redraw coming.
All right. Going to use the Eldrazi Temple to draw a card. Actually going to use the Tower to draw a card. And I did not get a great look at it.
Bang.
Yeah. Michael will deploy another Eldrazi Temple and cross his fingers, hoping that he is not dead. Another land here for Barich. In for 1. 9 infect. Wow, making it out of the turn. Pass back, hoping to not die this turn is Barich as we head back over to Hamilton. Hamilton drew a copy of Reality Smasher.
Well, that should do it.
That could do it. Well,
oh, no. The Arbor.
Ah, yes.
The Chumpin' Arbor.
Blocking who?
Matter Reshaper.
Yep.
No creature keywords on that one.
Down to 1 goes Barich. Staying alive 1 more turn. And I think 1 more turn is all she needs. Gonna fire this up, come across for the last one, and that is gonna do it. The timely Dryad Arbor and the timely scale up in both games is gonna allow Aaron Barich to win this match over Michael Hamilton. Bant Infect gonna get the job done here over Eldrazi-tron. And the team of Fear, Shrout and Barich, on the board first. As we get ready to move to another match here. Where do you want to go, partner? You want to go all the way to the top shelf?
Embarrassing.
Or do you want to go to Shrout versus Bodee?
Let's tune up Andrew Shrout's burn deck.
All right. I had a feeling.
Fanatical Firebrand in the house.
It's not standard.
No.
This is a modern tournament.
Bridge from Below. Take that.
All right, we're going deep. We're going deep on deck building. What other goodies do we have hiding out in there?
Light Up the Stage, which is some burnless play, some don't. A lot of it depends on how easy it is for you to just kind of cast everything, dump out your hand, play a little of the ground. Shroud's List definitely trying to do that. We got here right in time. just almost missed it. Got here just in time for this.
Good job, directing team. Didn't want to miss this.
Yep.
Jace, Teferi, and a timely reinforcements on the stack. Are the line totals seriously 20-20? Don't tell me that.
We're gonna get that.
Don't tell me. If this game's 20-20, Shrout should have packed it in by now.
Is this a game one? Is this a game one timely?
Probably. Almost certainly. Let me confirm for you.
I don't know if we don't have our match updated or.
Yeah, game one timely.
Cool.
Yeah. Super cool for you burn players. I'm checking for main deck rest in peace now. Wow, no main deck rest in peace. 4 on the board. Not willing to go to extremes is Roger Bodee.
Well, I would say I think the blue-white control lists do have a shot against Hogak if you have Terminus and Path.
Okay.
It's obviously not like going to be a lot that those cards are good enough, but they have moments of being able to blunt their creature-centered draws.
All right, we've been informed as this game is looking pretty good here for
Bodee just rubbing it in with the Aaron Barich tokens there.
We've been informed that it looks like Harlan Fear is getting ready to win his match against Taylor Stevens. So we want to be able to show you the conclusion of matches as best we can. So we just hopped. Look how quick we hopped over here.
Yeah.
Technology, I'll tell you what.
Let me tell you, I tried to make burn work.
Yeah.
With Modern Horizons, Sunbay Canyon. That's an upgrade. Game's so long, you flood out.
Yep.
I am not that interested in trying to cast Lightning Helix right now.
So Urza's on the battlefield.
Also, Eidolon is really shaky against the new decks, too.
Like, not good?
Yeah, because you kind of have to drag the game out a couple turns through combat to try to burn them out before they can get you. And they don't have to cast a whole lot of spells to keep the ball rolling. They're free-rolling a lot of stuff. It's also 2 mana. And
it is 2.
Their deck is, like, a third of their deck is Black Lotus.
Yeah.
So I'm not...
Might make it tough. Yeah. So we take a look at this game between Fear and Stevens as we hop around here to bring you as much magic as we can.
Can we get Urza Hyde Lord Artificer on the screen, please? It's a new one.
Well, it died.
Yeah, but you know, it's a new card from the new set. Right. It costs, like, what, 4 mana?
It does cost 4.
Let's check it out. Let's give it a little read.
There you go. Well, you know what? You read it.
When Urza, Lord High Artificer, enters the battlefield, create a 0/0 colorless construct artifact creature token with, quote, this creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact you control, end quote. Line break. Tap an untapped artifact you control, add a blue. So all your artifacts become Mock Sapphire. 5, line break, 5, shuffle your library, then exile the top card. Until the end of the turn, you may pay that card without paying its mana cost.
Temporal Aperture.
Temporal Aperture meets all your artifacts are Mock Sapphire meets get a little homie.
That's right. Pretty good card.
A lot going on.
Yeah.
A lot of artifact synergies here.
Only a 1/4, so probably not going to kill you.
But outside of Lightning Bolt range.
Yep.
You can play this card, I'm sure, alongside all number of Teferis. Okay. Here we go.
Well, I don't know what our friend Taylor Stevens has here in hand, but it looks like he might be thinking about cracking that Sunbake Canyon.
There it is.
Get a little deeper into the old deck here.
How many copies of Smash the Smithereens here in Stevens' sideboard?
That's a question I'd be happy to answer for you. Probably got to be some number of them. 0.
Oh.
Yeah, that's not what you wanted to hear. Splashing Rest in Peace, no surprise there. Looks like Eidolon went into the red zone and traded with the token. Because Eidolon, of course, is a 2/2, and the token is a 1/1 by itself, and Thopter Foundry makes it a 2/2 because it's another artifact. So we're going to head back Harlan's way. 2-time Open Champion is Harlan Fear. Member of Team Nova as well. Oh, no.
Ding, 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 ding.
Oh, no. There's a Mox Opal now that's online, too. Sword of the Meek plus Thopter Foundry. It's a combo.
And no needles here, I'm assuming. Nothing to break this up.
No. This may have been a good reason. This may have been a good weekend, pardon me, to bring an artifact-based combo deck. You can't imagine there's a lot of artifact removal in the room, right?
Probably not. And this is not. I mean, we had Brian Koval on camera earlier, also playing artifact prison strategy.
everyone's so focused on being Hogak, and understandably so, that if this Grixis Urza strategy is good against Hogak, people probably aren't trying to beat you with Ancient Grudges and such, and then all of a sudden life's pretty good.
And the deck uses its graveyard a little bit, but certainly not to the extreme where something like Rest in Peace is going to be problematic in a lot of games.
Harlan has assembled a combo that one Jerry Thompson has used to great effect over the years in Thopter Foundry and Sword of the Meek, back during his Dark Depths Thopter Foundry days, DDT as we so elegantly called it in the extended days of Magic. When they unbanned, was it Sword that was banned or Thopter Foundry? I think it was Sword of the Meek that was banned.
Sword's the one because Sword's going to be problematic with other stuff. Or could be.
When they unbanned Sword of the Meek, I think people were expecting this combo to really have a huge resurgence, and it didn't. But it may have found what it was looking for with Goblin Engineer and Urza.
Yeah, those are big upgrades. I think part of what happens with people's framework for cards that are banned or not banned is it could be appropriate to have the banned card in 2012, but the format just gets more powerful. Mm-hmm. And something that would be out of bounds in 2012 might be just fine in 2019. I think Thopter Sword clearly falls into that camp. The people who want Stoneforge Mystic unbanned, that's the case, right? Even if it was an appropriate card to have banned early on, now how powerful is this in the context of the format?
Well, if we're doing Hogak-esque things, I think it would be reasonable to let Stoneforge Mystic maybe play in the mud too, as it were. I think Taylor Stevens is in a little bit of trouble, and further, I think he knows it.
Molten Rain time.
That's...
is it light up the stage, perhaps? Yeah.
I was going to say, Molten Rain, I promise, isn't it.
Tune it up.
Yeah. A lot of bands being tuned up by Stevens, Bodee, and Hamilton here this round. Who are off to a great start, 4-0. Same thing can be said for Fear, Shrout, and Barich. But Taylor Stevens is in some serious trouble because Harlan Fear has put together the combo of Thopter Foundry and Sword of the Meek, and gaining life is obviously good against Burn. Even though it's slowly gaining life, it's still very tough to beat us. Here is a very expensive light up the stage.
No, this is a skewer.
That's a skewer, pardon me. Their artwork is somewhat similar.
And so is the casting costs and the spectacle costs and the card type and the decks they appear in.
Yeah, all that.
So it is.
All that.
You're not wrong. It is confusing.
I think I might see Light Up the Stage come afterward, and it'll have to be a really, really good one if that's the case.
Yeah, I mean, 2 Fire Blasts gets it done, but we're not. We're drawing pretty lean here, I feel like.
Here is Light Up the Stage. Monastery, Swift Spear, and Lightning Bolt. Well, one of those isn't the worst reveal, as Sacred Foundry is going to enter the battlefield untapped now. And Stevens is thinking he's just going to pass the turn back with Lightning Bolt available. And I don't think Harlan is too concerned.
Nope. And as slow as Thopter Sword can be against Burn at times, something that's nice about it is it completely dodges any sort of Skullcrack measures. You can break up all these activations into little bits and pieces, and their most common anti-life gain sideboard card against you really doesn't do a whole lot. That's why you need something like Smash Smithereens. You got to break this thing up with a Shatter because you can't get it done by trying to Skullcrack, and now combat's off the table for the rest of the game.
Another minor card there that was played by Harlan that you may not have noticed as he's sacrificing a land and getting a snow-covered mountain is a copy of Prismatic Vista, which is what one would argue is the, the 11th fetch land, maybe?
Yeah. Well, how broad of a definition are you willing to use here?
And there's a battlefield untapped, so I'm not counting Evolving Wilds or Terramorphic Expanse. It's a really good card, though.
Yeah.
It's a really good card.
No question.
Fear starting to get busy in the red zone now. Going to gain a bunch more life, make a bunch more Thopters.
Also a big fan of giving some support to multicolor decks that are trying to play a bunch of basic lands.
Yeah. These snow-based strategies, they've gotten some help here. And that is going to do it. The team of Harlan, Fear, Andrew Shrout, and Aaron Barich will defeat Taylor Stevens, Roger Bodee, and Michael Hamilton. And so for Fear, Shrout, and Barich, 5-0 here in Pittsburgh.